Welcome to Tiger Talks Wrestling. This is your host, Tony Tiger. This is our SummerSlam prediction show. I am joined today by Yankee the Difference Maker.
What's going on, Tony? Thank you for having me. I'm eating
Hey.
a sandwich right now.
That's all right. Thank you for joining us, Yankee. And we are also joined by the Blackout, Aaron Jones.
What's going on, Tony? How you doing?
Doing pretty well, thank you. Aaron, how are you?
Awesome. It's another day in paradise.
All right, All right, guys, so let's get right into our SummerSlam predictions. I want to mention first that Evan Blake was originally scheduled to be with us. He couldn't make it, but he has sent in his predictions. So I'll be getting his
Rest in
predictions out
peace.
there as well.
Evan Blake, we will talk about page nudes just for you, buddy.
All right. So the first match that I'm going to go with for the kickoff show was just added within the last couple days. It is a rematch from Raw this past Monday as the Hardy Boys will team with Jason Jordan to face The Miz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas of the Miztourage in a six-man tag.
Go ahead, Yankee.
Hold on, man. Hold on. WWE, you are fucking up. There's no reason why the Hardys should be in the pre-show, okay? Off the bat. I just don't believe they belong there. I believe they belong higher up, just like The Miz. But that's the way they're booking it. You got another guy getting a good push. Jason Jordan, pre-show. Come on, man. Move those guys up. But if I have to predict somebody, I'm going to go with The Miz.
Well, see, I agree with you in some ways, Yankee, about moving that great talent up to the main roster because you look at the Hardys, who are veterans of what they do. The Miz, who's now considered a veteran. He's been there for 10 years or more.
That's right.
And then you got upstarts like Jason Jordan, and you're finally starting to build up guys like Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas again. You have 6 incredibly talented guys in the pre-show first match. But I'm going to have to go with the Hardys and Jason Jordan on this just because this stupid Jason Jordan Kurt Angle storyline going on.
All right. Originally, the Hardys were supposed to face the Revival at the kickoff show, which, Yankee, you want to give Evan's little Revival opinion there?
Fuck the Revival.
That's what Evan Blake would bring to the table on that one. But I would have honestly much rather seen that match happen than the six-man tag happen again.
Oh, hell yeah. Without a doubt.
I mean, just imagine what it will be like if that match does. Hopefully, that match does happen when Scott Dawson gets back from his injury, because the Hardys and the Revival, I could just see tearing the house down. But
I mean, remember DIY?
Yep.
You know, when they have a match with the Revival, man, they stole the show.
They did more than once in NXT. They did.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go with the Hardys and Jason Jordan as well, because I know they're trying to push Jason quite a bit right now, and he's rumored to be getting an Intercontinental title match sooner rather than later. Originally, it was supposed to be at SummerSlam, and they changed that for whatever reason. So I also agree with Yankee that the Hardys and the Intercontinental Champion, nonetheless, The Miz, should not be on the kickoff show. He should be on the main show.
Completely agree.
That's just the way WWE works sometimes.
WWE, you're fucking up.
But speaking of matches that shouldn't be on the kickoff show, brings us into the next match, which is the Usos facing the New Day for the tag team titles, SmackDown tag team titles. New Day represented by Big E and Xavier Woods.
I'm going to take the load on this one. You got 2 of the top tag teams, if not the 2 biggest tag teams in SmackDown today. You look at other tag teams like the Ascension or Breezango or some of the tag teams that they're kind of hinting at currently. And you look at the only other tag team right now that is notable enough to go up for the tag team titles, which is Breezango. And if they're going in that direction, you're going to have the heels go over in this one. But the Usos, great on the mic, great anytime they get in the ring. Not dissing the New Day, but in my opinion, they're last month's flavor of ice cream. And they have been for a long time. And I'm ready for them to bring in a new flavor, something new. I'm going to go with the Usos on this one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you look in the roster, they got great tag teams. And I just feel like they don't know how to use them. You know, they don't know how to book them.
Great.
These guys they have backstage, man, they're great. So if we want to see more tag teams, the Usos got to win this one. I really don't want another fucking 300 and whatever days reign. You know, I don't want that. I don't need that.
I don't think we're
You
going
know
to
what I
get
mean?
that, honestly. I don't think the New Day is going to lose it to the Usos here either. Maybe they will at some point, but I don't think they just won it at the last SmackDown pay per view, so I don't really see the New Day losing the tag titles back to the Usos at this one.
I mean,
It
I
could
agree with you.
happen,
It
but
might be too soon. I agree with you,
yeah,
but at the same time, why the New Day? You know what I mean?
right. I
Anything
could
could happen.
see, especially when with this whole Breezango deal that's going on and whoever's supposedly attacking them, rumors of it being possibly Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. If those two are put back as a team, then I could see the New Day facing them at some point. But
What about Crazy Steve, man?
yeah, it could be Crazy Steve and Eric Rowan. Either one of those
Look,
two that it ends up being, if it's any combination of those two.
actually, but you look at this 2B hint. 2B. Brooklyn. And why not have those guys
Oh,
prime
prime
time
time.
return back in Brooklyn? 2Bs.
Ooh.
Brooklyn.
I never even thought
You
of
know
that.
what that is? That's money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Um, I don't think that might happen. I I'm friends with Chad. Friend with Chad Gaspar on Facebook, and that man, he's in the Independence, man. They reunited, but they're not as big as they once were. You know what I mean?
All right.
I just don't. I just feel like the crowd forgot about them, and I don't think they will have the same reaction coming in. I mean, you never know. You know what I
Well,
mean?
with it being in Brooklyn and that's their hometown, I mean, would they really forget about
Plus,
them?
it's the shock factor. They need some kind of shock factor on the pre-show to make the pre-show watchable.
Agreed. Agree.
So,
Man,
but
look,
I'm still
if
gonna
it
go with the
happens, I'm
Usos.
gonna lose. If it happens, I'm gonna lose my shits. Like,
Right? We
if,
both kind
like
of
I'm
will
not
be
gonna
like, oh,
lie.
wait, Aaron's
Instantly,
a.
instantly, I'm gonna lose my
After
shits.
that,
But I'm afraid the new fans.
after the sandwich treating, you're already gonna lose your shit here in about 25 minutes. But
Right?
Right there, cut.
well, what's the next one?
Evan Blake also had the Hardys and Jason Jordan going over the Miztourage, and he went with the New Day beating the Usos as well. The next match is another rematch from Raw this past Monday, as Neville faces Akira Tozawa for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yes, the power of the sour. I love that. I love
Me
that.
too.
That's awesome saying, awesome gimmick. This guy's amazing. Titus Worldwide. Um, is bringing it, man. I thought this was gonna be a boring ass buried gimmick, but
Me too.
flipping it around, and they got two top guys, man, Tasawa and Apollo Cruz in there, and I just hope that they do the right thing with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
I'm going with Tozawa on this one.
Oh hell yeah, Tasawa all the way on me, man.
Yeah, I don't see
The
Tozawa losing the
power.
title right away. Um, in my opinion, going into the Cruiserweight division a little bit, they kind of screwed up a little, in my humble opinion, because I thought that Austin Aries actually should have been the one to take the title off of Neville when they were feuding, because
Yes.
Aries was so red hot coming off of that
Oh hell yeah.
injury going into WrestleMania. I thought for sure WrestleMania was going to be when Neville was going to drop the title, especially when at that point in time the cruiserweights were only holding the title for about a month or two at that point. But
Well, and you look at another man that just came back from injury around the same time, being Cedric Alexander, who they're quite possibly going to push to the top here soon of the cruiserweight division. See, it
I,
looks like after his feud with Noam Dar, it looks like that's where he was going next, and maybe they held off on it a little bit just to get this Akira Tozawa push, proving why Titus Worldwide isn't something maybe to sleep on.
sure.
But even with me predicting Tozawa is going to win, I figure Neville will win the title back soon, whether it's on Raw again, 205 Live, or maybe the next, pay per view.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
it'll
you
be a shame. It'll be a shame if they, you know, freaking drop it so fast, so soon.
yeah, it would be, but there's also if you look at the cruiserweight division, there's so many more faces in the cruiserweights right now that you could believe as contenders than there are heels. I mean, heel wise, you've got Neville obviously right now. You've got Tony Nese, kind of, sort of. He's just getting up there, and you got
and
Arya
and
Daivari. Those are the three
and
main
and
ones.
Drew. Well, and then you have somebody like Drew Gulak, who
Yep.
just I've seen this dude wrestle live. I saw him wrestle Anthony Henry in one of the most technically sound matches I've ever seen, quite possibly in the top 3 or 4 matches I've seen live. Dude has nothing but great talent and potential, and with the gimmick that they handed him, he can't shine.
Right.
He can't,
Yeah.
I
and
mean,
I think that's
obviously,
really hindered him.
you've also got the Brian Kendrick as a heel there too, but he's not being pushed that much either. He's in this stupid feud with Jack Gallagher that to me is making Gallagher look like he's the heel in this feud more than Kendrick has been lately. They've
I'm
had
so glad that I'm not the only one that hate that fucking feud.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it. Why do you have the face coming out of the crowd or coming from behind and attacking the heel? What sense does that make? I mean, I'm
No
not
I
a
sense.
understand if it's maybe something out of retribution, but typically the face would still come face to face with him before he attacked him.
right, which I guess in a way he
So
did at one point in time, but over the last couple weeks he's just been attacking Kendrick from behind, so for pretty much no
who
reason.
knows?
WWE,
But
you're fucking up.
yeah,
Who
I think
who did
it's
Evan who did Evan Blake have on this
he's
one?
got Tozawa as well. I think the
Okay.
cruiserweight problem is Vince McMahon's just not a
No,
cruiserweight
man.
fan.
That's. I
No.
mean,
That's
everybody knows here that the cruiserweight division is not Vince McMahon cup of tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it should have either been one just held to its own show of 205 Live, or two just been kept down in either on NXT or in Full Sail University, where Triple H could have been in charge of it. Because the Cruiserweight Classic, that was phenomenal. We've
Oh
seen
yeah.
what those guys could do in that, and they've gotten watered down ever since they came up to WWE because Vince won't let them outshine the bigger guys. So
Completely agree. I think it needs to be like back in the day where you could still have a cruiserweight wrestle other people.
right,
Yeah.
instead of just the
Like you
Cruiserweight division.
look, even as soon as like the Hurricane, for instance, when the Hurricane wrestled Triple H or The Rock, you're not gonna get a guy like Cedric Alexander or Jack Gallagher go and wrestle Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins.
Right.
And imagine some of those matchups. Imagine Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles,
Yep.
or even someone like Jack Gallagher wrestle the Big Show.
Right. Or even look
You got
at what
potential.
back in the day of how they had Paul London and Brian Kendrick as the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions on SmackDown. I could see some of those
Exactly.
cruiserweights put together in the tag team division, and you don't see that. So,
True.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I mean, they
I mean,
do
like
throw.
I feel like they should put the cruiserweight, the 205 live. I feel like they should did what they did with NXT and make it their own show, and have tag team titles over there and have the cruiserweight championship, and because honestly they're not gonna shine on Raw. We
No,
all know that, and it's
unfortunately not.
barely shining on 205 live. Like there's times I don't even want to watch it because I know that why am I going to watch 205 Live when I could just sit down in Raw and watch 1 or 2 matches and be satisfied with whatever product they're putting out? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And usually during Raw, they'll show you the highlights of whatever big story happened during 205 Live the week before,
Yeah. So
anyways.
so there's no reason why I should go and watch 205 Live.
Yeah. If they moved it up to before SmackDown Live, I think that might make a little bit of a difference. But instead of making it so people had to wait until 10 o'clock to watch it, and then,
Or maybe they should take it away from Raw, put it on
yes,
SmackDown, and let it shine.
that could seem
Exactly.
good too. That's what they should have done in the first place, in my opinion. So,
Shit, give SmackDown another hour. You know what I mean? And bring the cruiserweight division
yeah,
down there.
why not? All right.
I bet you they'll shine more than they are in Raw.
Yeah. I know some people, even I, have kind of segue into the main show here in the first match I'm going to talk about. Have talked about how they think Enzo Amore could put a little shot in the arm in the cruiserweight division. Now, there was rumors at one point of him going to the cruiserweight division, but I don't know if that's happening now. But we do know at SummerSlam he is going to be locked inside of a shark cage as Big Cass faces the Big Show.
Well,
The shark cage,
when it comes
man.
to this, yeah, that shark cage is always great.
Shark
Yeah,
cage.
right?
You know when it comes to something like the shark cage, where a person's being lifted above the ring, and no, this is not Judy Bagwell on a forklift, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank God.
Uh, it is where Enzo Amore will be locked in a cage high above the ring, and I think that is the reason Big Cass is going to win because what else is there for Enzo Amore to do other than go back with Big Cass? Big Cass doesn't have the mic skills Enzo Amore has, and Enzo Amore doesn't have the wrestling skills Big Cass has. They need to be together.
I agree.
So I figure what's going to happen is they're going to become, well, as we like to use the term, heels. And Enzo Amore is going to start working with Big Cass again. Big Cass, my prediction, that since they took out Big Show's hand, Enzo's going to drop brass knucks, and Big Cass is going to beat Big Show with a knockout punch.
That's pretty solid. No, I mean, the sequence itself is pretty solid. I definitely have to agree with you with Enzo turning on Big Show. I just think Big Show, he's in great shape. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
um, why hold him down with a guy like Enzo? You know what I mean? There's no reason that guy. Big Show should have another run. He should be up in the main event picture a little bit. Um, he's in great shape, and not to bring it back, but you guys remember when Big Show had a match with Braun Strowman?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that match. I don't know. I mean, that's probably one of the
Fantastic
best
match.
Yeah, I know.
matches.
I was kind of skeptical about it myself when they
Yeah, I
first
mean, I
announced that
was,
match, but
but I feel like if Big Show could perform at that level at his age and he's in great shape, give him another run. Take him away from Enzo. Enzo's not doing nothing with Big Show. Big Show really doesn't want to do anything with Enzo. You could tell, and I just feel like Enzo causing Big Show the match is probably the best thing for both of them.
yeah, I'd have to agree with both. Yeah, as Aaron pointed out, Enzo can talk his ass off and can't really wrestle that. It's not that great of a wrestler, not very good at all. Whereas Cass can actually perform in the ring and sucks on the mic. So they just need to be back together. The one problem I feel they're going to run into though is if they do this reunion at SummerSlam, it's in New York. Enzo
Mm-hmm.
from New Jersey, Cass is from New York. They're going to get popped. They're not going to want to pop. Vince is probably going to want the booze, but they're going to get a pop. There's no question about it.
Mute the booze, mute the booze.
Yeah, well, we know they do that for another person that we'll get into later. So,
Damn it.
uh-huh, exactly. But anyway, yeah,
Damn it. Damn it. And it's not Rick Rayos, ladies and gentlemen. Damn
right.
it.
If Enzo's not actually getting sent back down to NXT from all the trouble he's gotten into behind the scenes, then they have to put him and Cass back together. That's the only way I can see it happening.
Put him with
has
Cass,
to.
man. Make him heels, man.
Yep.
I would love to see Cass and Enzo heels
Right.
together. You know what I mean? Enzo's mic skills are amazing. Okay, you can't deny that.
Right.
So you
Mhm.
imagine Enzo talking as a heel? Forget it, man. It's like having another CM Punk around. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, not gonna push it that far, but you know what I mean. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens there. It's got to end either way. Big Cass and Enzo's feud. Whether Cass
Yeah.
wins,
Please, let's
It's went on
stop.
too long.
yeah,
Let's
it has. It has.
let's stop the chart cages. All right.
Yeah.
Hashtag stop the chart cages.
Yeah, they're just trying to sell a toy. We all know that, but still,
Mm-hmm.
it's every year for the last 2-3 years they've used the shark cage in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But anyways, moving on to the next match. It's a match that got made just a little over a week ago over on SmackDown Live, as Rusev came out and called out anybody for a match at SummerSlam, and he gets the Viper, Randy Orton.
So I'm
All right.
going with
So.
the game changer, Rusev.
let me. I'm gonna take this one first on this one. Rusev, talented guy. Every year I see Rusev, he is on tip top shape. Okay, this man is a man that debuted at the Royal Rumble for the main roster. He annihilated in the Royal Rumble. Everybody wanted to know more. WWE waited for a little bit, then brought him out, and that's probably the best thing they could have done because he has been. I mean, he hasn't been like title wise, not that great, but career wise,
I mean,
that
he did
man
start
is.
over a year undefeated too, so
Yeah, I mean that man. he's this is his time. This is his time to get that push. Okay, I
Hmm.
really thought he was gonna beat John Cena at the fucking stupid flag match. Um, and I figured, what better push than beating John Cena and continuing in the path, knowing that they declined him the WWE title, because they gave it to Jinder, of course. But um, I feel like this is it, man. Give it to Rusev. Let him run his course. And Randy, you got beat by Jinder like 38 fucking times. Take a break, take a vacation, go home, fuck your wife, come back later, and everything will be all right. Vince loves you. Just let Rusev do what he's got to do, man.
right? And Vince,
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely.
yeah, Vince does love Randy, and part of the reason that, from what I heard, Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble and has gotten the push that he's gotten is because of last year's SummerSlam, the beating that he took at the hands of Brock Lesnar.
Hmm.
And from that, Vince was just giving Randy pretty much the world. So,
I mean,
but
he did took a beating.
he took one hell of a beating from Brock Lesnar last year. But after these last 3 months, 3 plus months, the three losses in a row to Jinder, even shady as they were, I just Randy Orton can come back from that. Rusev, he needs this win more. He loses again to Randy after losing to Cena, even though it was a very decent match, that flag match between Rusev and Cena, and Rusev did show off quite a bit in that match. Rusev still needs this win, in my opinion. So I'm going with Rusev as well. And Evan Blake, didn't mention it, but he did have Big Cass in the last match. Actually has the Legend Killer, the Viper, the Apex Predator, whatever you want to call him, Randy Orton in this match.
You know what I call Randy now?
What do you call Randy now?
I call him the diaper.
Yeah,
You know why? Because it's full of shit, man. Go home, Randy, please. It's about time. Let the other guys come out. Let the other guys show the crowd what they can do. You know what I mean?
yeah. And Rusev, he needs that push right now.
Hmm.
He hasn't had hardly anything before he got traded or whatever you want to call it to the part of the Superstar Shakeup to SmackDown Live. He wasn't getting nothing on Raw before he got sent over. He hasn't done anything on SmackDown Live for the most part since he came over, other than had one hell of a match against Chad Gable a couple weeks ago. And he just barely beat Chad Gable in that match. So what is?
And he lost to Cena. I mean,
Yep, he lost to Cena, and that's why I
so
said Rusev. He just needs it more.
he needs it. He needs it.
They need to push Rusev to the moon pretty much right now.
Rusev all the way,
I
man.
agree.
Yep. All right. So moving on from that match into another SmackDown Live match that became a little more interesting, in my opinion, after the ending of this past SmackDown Live, as John Cena goes one-on-one with the former Mr. Money in the Bank, the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin.
Oh
Well,
God,
I'm gonna take over this one first, Yankee.
go for it.
And like you look at this one, you got an upstart in Baron Corbin, and everybody's favorite wrestler of all time, John Cena. Hi, kids. And like I heard it earlier today, and I'm just gonna throw it out there again. The last time John Cena won at the SummerSlam was in 2009.
It's true.
It has been he has had 6 SummerSlam matches since then and has lost every single one of them.
It's true.
In 2009, he won against the Nexus in a 7-on-7 match. So far, he has lost a match every year at SummerSlam for each member of the Nexus, and if he does it this year, then he obviously finalizes the Nexus. So I think it's almost like a John Cena odd punishment in a way that he loses at SummerSlam 7 times in a row because I have Baron Corbin going over. Because if Baron Corbin doesn't win this against a part timer, and yes, I'm going to say John Cena is a part timer, then what does Baron
That's
Corbin
right.
have
He
to do
is.
from there?
If Baron Corbin loses to John Cena, WWE have buried him. You know what I mean? If he loses to Cena, Baron will be buried completely. Baron Corbin is a guy that has been on a destruction path, man. He's been killing it every time, day in and day out. He's going out there and he's, how people talk shit about Baron Corbin because he's not all cut up and physique wise. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
this man is a brutal man. This man is an athlete, believe it or not. I mean, Look at the size that man is. He's almost like what, 6 something, almost 7 foot. Like this guy's tall as a motherfucker, and he can still run to the post and slide under the ropes without hitting the post and coming out. You know what I mean? That's
Yep, that
athleticism
clothesline.
to me, if you ask
Yep,
me.
it is.
That's him, being at his best. So you have a guy like Baron that's busting his ass right now, won the Money in the Bank, shamelessly lost it. Okay, the shoulder was up. I mean, it was a horrible finish, and and now you're gonna make him lose a SummerSlam against Cena if that happens. I mean, you can't do that. You will bury him if that's the case. You know what I mean?
Right?
You need to let him be Cena, and you need to let him show off what he got. You know what I mean?
Yep. And not only do they need to let Baron Corbin beat John Cena, it has to be fair. It has to be.
Yes.
It
Yeah, it
needs to
needs to
be
be
an end of
clean.
days 1, 2, 3. It's got to be clean. There's. I don't agree with them having Baron Corbin lose the way he did on SmackDown this past Tuesday. It wasn't the smartest thing for Baron to cash in and then turn his attention to Cena as the referee's calling for the bell. No, but I'm just hoping WWE has something more bigger planned for him because I honestly wasn't. I don't think he's ready quite yet to be WWE champion. I think that's what WWE's opinion is of it, but still, they could have had him hold on to the Money in the Bank briefcase longer, if nothing else.
Why make him win it if he wasn't ready? You know what I mean? Why make him win it if he
Well, we've
wasn't ready?
seen we've seen other guys win the Money in the Bank briefcase that weren't ready, and then within less than a year, they've been even more ready. I mean, look at the Miz. Was he necessarily ready when he won the Money in the Bank contract? I honestly don't think so.
I don't think he was either. And now would be a time where it would benefit someone like the Miz.
Oh yeah,
Right.
But I just think that they pulled the plug for somebody like him too early, and I think that's kind of what they did with Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Vince McMahon obviously was very high on, Baron Corbin there for a while, and now it's to the point maybe he's questioning himself. He's looking at somebody like Shinsuke Nakamura, and maybe he's looking at Shinsuke Nakamura the same way he was looking at somebody like uh, the modern day Maharaja. Uh, I don't know why my mind has went blank. Jinder Mahal. There we
Yep.
go. And that just tells you he's a nobody in some people's opinions. But
the Maharaja.
it may just be for the simple fact of, hey, let's get these Japanese viewers in. You never know. Vince McMahon has a crazy mind to work with, so
We
let
all
him
know
work.
that. That is very true. But yeah,
I'm gonna give it to Baron.
yeah, I say Baron as well. Like I said, it's got to be clean though. I know Nikki Bella's supposed to
It
be
has to.
sitting ringside, but it's just he needs it worse. He's around all the time right now. John Cena's not. John Cena's supposed to be moving over to Raw from what I've been hearing, starting on Monday night. So just have him leave SmackDown on a loss. He doesn't need this win. There's no reason for Cena
Hmm.
to go over Corbin.
I
He needs
completely
to he
agree.
needs to pack his bags and get out for a little bit and go do a little bit of movies. I know he's actually like I heard he's gonna be like in a new Transformer movie or something like
Yeah,
that. So
Bumblebee movie.
so let him go and do that. But before leaving, do not put the newer talent that is busting their ass constantly, being there constantly to show what they got. Don't bury them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yep.
and be it's like AJ Styles said it best. AJ Styles said it best when he was put to fight Cena, whether it was a promo or whether it was a shoot. He said, "I know what people like you do to people like me. You guys bury people like me." So this is the situation that Baron Corbin is at now. You got Cena, the Golden Shovel, versus Baron Corbin, a new up and coming guy that is kicking ass and taking names. So I'm hoping WWE does the right thing. Let him go over clean. Let him
Yep.
move on with his career and skyrocket his career to championship stardom.
I mean, Corbin could really use it because if you look at his win loss record lately, it hasn't been the greatest, as the case
Hmm.
usually with Money in the Bank winners. He's lost for the most part to Shinsuke Nakamura in that feud. He doesn't
Hmm.
have a big pay per view win, in my opinion. You might say that he did win in the Money in the Bank contract, but still, he doesn't have that big one on one pay per view victory. He
Yeah,
could.
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
needs it. He needs it to further his
Yeah,
career.
I agree.
And Evan Blake agrees with us as well. He's got Baron Corbin in this match, as do I.
nice.
All right. And to finish off this half of our SummerSlam predictions, we're going to go with the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Natalya faces Naomi for the women's title.
Ah, Tony, why?
It's on the
Tony,
card. We got to go over it, dude.
Tony, that stupid title, Tony.
In your opinion, yes, I know.
I just listen. Why put lights on a title, man? I mean, you know what? Do with what you got, whatever you need to do. But I don't know. I just feel like it takes prestiges away from the title. It takes the prestige away from it. You know, all those lights being on it. It's supposed to look and feel like I want to win this because it's prestige. Like I want to be the person to hold it. I don't want to feel like I'm holding a KB toy, you know, toy, a light up figure. Yeah, I don't need that. You know what I mean? I
Looks
want
like
to see.
it looks like she took a toy WWE like belt and took it to Dollar Tree and got as many glow sticks as she could.
Yeah, man. I
I
mean, I
kind of like
can't,
it,
man.
but
If I see another glow stick, I'm gonna throw up, man. Naomi is a great competitor, great athlete. I love the gimmick. The feel the glow gimmick is amazing. But she could have done the feel the glow gimmick without touching the titles. Look, she could have made it work. You know, I I'm gonna give it to Natalia too. I mean, Natalia, great competitor, amazing heel. She's she make everybody that gets in the ring with Natalia looks good because of Natalia making them look good.
Mhm.
So but in this match, I'm gonna give it to Natalia.
Well,
I want to see her win it.
I said I know you're giving it to Natalia, and I would, in my honest opinion, I would love for Natalia to walk out with the title just for the fact of she's been there a while, she's been underutilized. Dear Lord, she had a gimmick where
agreed.
she farted.
True.
Like they gave her shit a lot, and she's so talented. She comes from that great heritage. Her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. But I'm gonna have to give it to Naomi for the simple fact of at the end it is in Brooklyn, and Mrs. Money in the Bank Carmella is from New York, and I think that we're gonna have a successful cash in at the end, and Carmella is actually gonna walk out of SummerSlam as the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
I mean, who's not to say that to Natalia? I mean,
Exactly. You never know.
you know, I mean, whether let's say Natalia does beat Naomi, right?
Hmm.
If Natalia wins that title and Carmella takes it away from Natalia, that's still a title victory on Natalia's hands that she has.
Exactly.
Therefore, that will still put her in the storyline for that title. I mean, it will put all three of them, but
Yep.
Natalia will still be around. Natalia will be fully buried. Now, if Naomi wins, Natalia is gone. There's nothing else to do with her. You know, now it's between Carmella and Naomi.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Naomi on this one. I just don't think they're gonna take the title off of her right now. Um, I know Yankee doesn't like it, and Aaron doesn't sound like he likes it too much either. But I do. I do really like the glow that she has on the title. I think it fits her gimmick and it fits her quite well.
Well,
Do
I'll
I?
admit it's something different,
Yeah,
but sometimes different is not always good.
that's it's true.
Yep.
So
I the other day compared it to John Cena and the spinner belt. It's
yeah,
and I was
Yeah.
corrected. It's a little more like Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Smoking Skull title, because that Smoking Skull title was just exclusive to Steve Austin, and the spinner belt. Well, we know what happened with that, unfortunately.
that's actually very true. I did not think about it in that light, man.
Yeah,
So
it's not a title that you're going to see obviously stick around with the glow once she loses it. So I just think it's
nah, but
something
Yeah. I
unique and
mean,
but
it's
different.
like
here at SummerSlam when she loses it to Carmella,
If she
I'm gonna
does,
hate seeing Carmella hold it up in the air for her first picture with the title.
right?
I hope she doesn't change that motherfucking thing to a leopard skin because I swear to God I'll lose my shits.
Right? All right.
Mm.
But yeah, I've got Naomi going over anyways. I don't think there's going to be a cash in. Honestly, she did claim on Tuesday night during SmackDown that she was going to cash in on Sunday, but after the failed cash in this past Tuesday, I think it's too soon for the cash in to happen. Personally, it could, but I just think it's too
Never
soon.
know.
We will have to wait and see tomorrow what happens there.
I mean, if I could sit out through that match, I really hope there's a cash in at the end.
All right. We'll see. I'm sure the crowd will definitely be watching and hoping for the cash in, being in New York.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just see if Vince pulls the trigger on that one or not. And I'm going to stop it right here real quick. Make sure we got that half recorded.